come down to the Bearwallow Mountain Trail. I'm gonna go see if we can see a sunrise. Excited to be back out on the trails again and sharing it with you. So,
do you remember what All Trails said the elevation climb was?
I do. I think it was around maybe 500 feet.
Too bad.
It seems like it's a lot more than that, but it's crazy. You get on these trails and you don't realize just how quickly you climb up into the mountains. So I don't know how many times I say it when I'm out on the mountain trails. You know, you're hiking, you're climbing, you think just around this next corner, I think it's gonna level out. You know, we'll get a nice little break from the climb. And then you come around the corner and you got another incline ahead of you. So rarely do you get a break in the mountains from the climb. It's always heading upwards, and but it's so good to get the heart pumping and get out here and get some exercise, get this mountain air in your lungs. It makes you feel alive, man. I'm telling you, it does something for me. And we got the moon right here, still hanging in the sky. We're getting close to the top, starting to see a clearing up here. And again, we're at Bearwallow Mountain Trail, and a place we hadn't come to yet. Excited to check it out. Come on. The camera never captures what your eyes can see, but we're climbing up this hill and turn around and see a beautiful mountain view. Blue Ridge Mountains there in the background. Man, it's so beautiful up here. All right, we're almost to the top. Let's go check it out.
towers. I don't know if the camera will show it, but there's a lookout tower way up there that you can climb up.
And that's where we're headed,
Oh yeah.
according to the all trails.
That wasn't in the plan.
There's always a few things that aren't in the plans. You don't realize really what you're getting into until you get on the trail, especially if you've never been there. That's what's amazing out here, is that we get to experience like new, exciting things almost every time we come out, because it's unlimited. I mean, you could live your whole life here. And I mean, I talk to people that are from this area, and I say, oh, we went here, or we went there, and like, oh, I've never been there, you know, and they've lived their whole life here. So it's pretty awesome to think that you could live your whole life here and still not see every trail and every mountain view. And we get to experience it, and we try to stay motivated with it and get out. Generally, weekends is when we try to hit the trails. You know, work through the week, and the mountains are for the weekends. That's what we used to say. So we've taken a break recently, but we're getting back out there, getting motivated again, and really excited to share some more places with you guys and get out here and experience it for ourselves. And then just share the joy that we feel and the beautiful scenery with everyone here on the channel. We really appreciate everybody tuning in and checking out what we got going on. You know, there's different, like, it's a different experience too, depending on the season. You know, we just did the Pink Beds Trail, and which was awesome. It was a nice leisurely hike. But you know, you could go back there during a different time of the year and experience a totally different trail, really. I mean, all the plant life and things that you would see would be totally different than what we experienced coming in early spring, while everything was pretty much still dormant. But it's the same thing here. I mean, coming up the mountain, you know, you could still see some of the mountain tops because the trees are dormant, they don't have any leaves. But come back here during summer, some of those views would be a little bit more limited, but you'd have different plant life and different things to check out. So
Yeah, you really just, you know, you got to appreciate all seasons of life, right? So we've tried to learn to appreciate all seasons just of nature out here, because like you said, you're going to see almost something different every single time you come out. And during the winter and early spring, you have amazing views further than the eye can see. Whereas in the, you know, dead of summer, it's going to be blocked by all the trees, which will still be beautiful in its own self. So just, you know, learn to appreciate what you're viewing at the moment, because who knows if you'll get to view that in the next moment. So just soak it all in, appreciate all that God's given us. And anyway, it just allows, I don't know, I know I say this a lot, but when I am out here in nature, and the mountains specifically, I feel so close to God, and there's such a peace out here. And it's just a refreshing rejuvenation for the soul. So everyone that's coming out of their winter depression, get out and just view what God has to offer, and you won't be disappointed.
So I know there's a lot of unbelievers out there, and today I just want to, you know, try to convert you guys to understand that he really does exist, and I have proof. It's Bigfoot. He does exist. There's his footprint.
Put yours next to it.
I'm telling you. Look, see? So my foot. Obviously, that is not a human's footprint. That is Bigfoot. So, for those of you who don't believe, now you have the proof that you needed.
Where are we headed?
Way up there. Let's do it. Look at that view. Man. I know the camera never does it justice, but hopefully you guys can kind of get the scope and scale of all of this up here. I mean, when they call it the Blue Ridge Mountains, it's for a reason. Look at that. Whew. Bearwallow Mountain. I'm telling you, man, the views up here are absolutely fantastic. I know I say this in every video, but it's really hard to capture it. But we hope that you guys are getting the experience that we're having up here, because this is really what it's all about out here in North Carolina. The mountains are some of the most epic places that I've ever been in my life. And you really get an experience, you know, a perspective on life that you normally don't get to see. And so it's always exciting to share it with you guys. We're about to head on up to the lookout tower. Hopefully we can get up in the tower and show you guys an even more epic view, but we'll find out here in a minute.
Sound of music. That's what it reminds me of up here. The sound of music.
Beautiful.
Up the trail, but we meandered our way up here because every time we'd get higher and higher, the views just got better and better. And as you can see, the sun is starting to come above the mountains behind us. It's daylight now. I don't know that we've captured the sunrise, but God has captured our hearts this morning. It is absolutely beautiful. It's windier up here, but it's really not that bad. It's like 40 degrees, but if you can see, we made it to the tower. It does appear to be closed off, so I don't think we're going to be able to get into it, but we're going to go a little further on and see what the mountain views look like on the other side of this hill. So let's go check it out.
Well, we made it to the top, and now we are headed back down. We are not coming down the way we came, so we got some more trail to discover. This is a loop trail.
Yeah, so technically we're only halfway through the loop. But the rest of the way should be downhill. The hardest was the climb up, I think. But yeah, we're gonna go through the woods, I think, going back. So that'll be interesting. But I think we're gonna take a few moments just to sit here and enjoy the beauty that is here and soak it up, because these moments are like not necessarily once in a lifetime moments, but it's not necessarily something that you're going to get up here and do all the time. So enjoy it while you can.
Yes.
So let's sit back and enjoy the view.
Definitely. So when we first moved out here, we were like really getting into hiking. I wanted to make sure that we were prepared. You know, one of the things I think can be a very dangerous thing is to go on some of these hikes and not be fully prepared for what you're about to experience. So I just want to take a second to plug All Trails. It's an amazing app that can give you like so much information about all the different trails you want to go check out. You can download offline maps, so even if you're out of service, you still have the map to show you where you're going and how to get back and all of those things. And it even alerts you when you get off the trail. It kind of gives you updates as you're going. You can always check and see like where you're at on the trail, which is something I really like about the app. It's like a yearly or monthly subscription, but I started paying for that just so that I could have that access and information. So, you know, anytime we're just like, where are we going this weekend? Pull up All Trails, type in a place and say, okay, this has a lot of reviews there as well, so you can kind of see what people are talking about the trails, and also gives you difficulty ratings. So if you're, you know, just getting into hiking, you want a nice, easy or moderate trail, you know, it lets you know those things. So it's just super cool for me to be able to know a little bit more about what we're getting into before we go. I think that's always important. And we do a lot of trails that we've never been to, so.
Yeah, another thing that I really like that he actually just pointed out to me that I didn't realize was there, but is awesome for someone like me who gets super distracted and has a tendency to go off the trail. It alerts you and tells you that you're going off the trail and points you right back in the right direction. So very handy app to have if you're not 100% sure where you're at.
So if you're just getting into hiking or you've been hiking, get All Trails, man. It's a pretty awesome app for your phone, and kind of empowers you more to make educated, well-informed decisions about where you're hiking that day, what the weather's going to be like. I mean, people's experience. There's like a lot of reviews on there of like, you know, people were on this trail yesterday and they said, you know, super muddy and the trail was closed. So, you know, like
informative information.
Very important information you need when you're out hiking. So that's why I just wanted to take a second to tell everybody about All Trails. Get the app. It's awesome. We use it every time we're out. So we got a little bit more trail. We're going to be going down. I think there's some switchbacks going back down, but at least we're going down and not up. So come along with us.
So we might see a few more like critters.
Yeah, so come on. Yeah, this is a cool part of the trail here. Coming back, we're cutting through the woods in the mountains. Got some nice rock formations, and oh wow, check out this tree. Yeah, this is cool. I mean,
You're recording. It's like growing sideways.
Very cool. It's like growing on top of that rock, for one. So check this out. So you got all this rock here. This tree is literally rooted into the side of
that's
this.
an old tree. That's not a young tree.
And then you got, it bends right as it comes off the rock, bends all the way over here, splits in two large branches. Amazing.
Yeah, I'm glad we're doing this down.
Yeah, I think this is a better down route than it would have been coming up. Got the mountain view.
When we were coming up Rainbow Falls.
Yes.
You know, Rainbow Falls had a trail very similar to this, and oh my gosh, it was brutal. But going down will be a little easier.
It's definitely kind of a different vibe of the trail. Coming up was a nice wide gravel trail. Yeah. But here we're a little more step by step. But yeah, super cool tree. Sun shining behind us. Rhododendrons everywhere. Love all these rocks, man, with the moss and ferns growing on them. Check out this boulder, man. This thing is huge. We're on the trail here at Bearwallow Mountain. And this thing is right here on the edge of the mountain. And, it's crazy, man. It's got like moss and ferns and rhododendrons and mountain laurels growing on top of it. Big old jagged boulder here. Looks like it could just slide off and head down the mountain. It'll be one heck of a ride. All right, so we made it back to the beginning of the trailhead here at Bearwallow Mountain Trail.
Yep, it was about, 2.5 miles. The first part was straight up, and then the second part was straight down, but immaculate views at the top. So if you're ever out this way, I definitely recommend trying it out. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions or have any place that you want us to try out or check out, just let us know. We're always up for an adventure.
Yeah, remember to like, subscribe to the channel if you want to check out some amazing mountain places here in Western North Carolina. We really appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll see you next time.